Hey guys, it's Carmen Heilig from Rebel Dexter Cattle Company, and I thought it might be fun to put together some educational videos on milking and how to milk our Dexters, how to train your Dexter to lead, milking a first-time Dexter. I've reached out to some of my friends and colleagues to ask them to also contribute, so we're hoping to start getting a video library here for you guys that are new to milking and new to Dexters, so you can fully enjoy the milking aspect of your Dexters. So I primarily hand milk my Dexters. I have never used a machine. So I'm going to today go through all the equipment that we use, not necessarily that you need, but that we use for our Dexters. So the first thing that we got when we realized that we were going to be milking cows was this book called Keeping a Family Cow. And she goes through a lot of good information on, what to do, how to do it. And we're hoping that these educational videos that we're going to start compiling for this group will go ahead and dovetail nicely with this book. So I definitely recommend that you get it and read it or borrow it from a fellow milker or a friend. Excuse me. So when we decided that we were going to go ahead and milk our cows, we worked with our veterinarian, Dr. Dale Rice. He was actually the vice president of food safety at Hot Pockets, and he left there with an impeccable record and then decided to go to veterinary school because he was tired of corporate life. So we were lucky enough that we were able to pick his brain on what we should be doing to ensure the highest possible food safety for our family. The first thing that he recommended is that we get a solid stainless steel bucket. No rivets, no holes, no anything, seams, anywhere that bacteria could get trapped in. It's easily sanitized, just one big round sheet of stainless steel. So this is the bucket that we milk into. And then what we do is we have this carry-all, or you can milk into this as well. This is a 1.25 gallon bucket. It'll hold about 1.25 gallons, and this holds just over 2.5 gallons. This one we got from Caprine Supply, and this one we got from Hamby Dairy Supply. Now the nice thing about Hamby is you can go there and look in their scratch and dent section and get items about 20 to 30% off. And when they talk about a scratch or a dent, that's what they're talking about, folks. See those nice little rings right there? That's their scratch and dent. It's not perfect, but otherwise it's completely usable. It's got, as I try and get the lid off, okay, the lid's not going to come off for me. So I'll move on to the next thing. This is something that we use. This is Dairyland brand iodine wash. It is a concentrate, so we just put in a little bit at a time. And we put it into a bucket that looks like this. This, along with some rags, this is just a bucket that we picked up at Restaurant Depot. We fill it with water and our milking rags, and then bring it out to the stanchion. These are milking rags. They're just little crochet rags that I made. They didn't take very long. I like the nubby texture because it really gets in there and scrubs all that mud and manure off. So what I do is I wash the udder with this, and then I use a paper towel to dry, just a simple paper towel to dry the udder. And then I start milking after I squeeze out about 3 squeezes on the floor. I milk into this, dump into this, and luckily my daughter was here taking care of this. There, you can see how nice and shiny and clean it is. Once again, seamless, no seams, no rivets, no anything. And then when I'm done, I dump the milk from there to there and put the lid on, and I can transport it back to the house, and then we can strain it. And then what we do to strain, bang stuff around here, is I've got this neat little stainless steel strainer. Once again, this came from Caprine Supply. They do still sell these, and they fit, it's just a different model. They fit really nicely into a 1/2 gallon ball jar that you can buy at any, I wouldn't recommend Hobby Lobby, but any Walmart or even Amazon carries them. They're a little more expensive there. But it's just a 1/2 gallon stainless steel glass jar. We use these. These are milk filters that we get from Capri Supply. I want to say a box like this is about $12, but I haven't checked prices because we typically order a big 4 or 5 cartons at a time. But there's 200 filters, so if you milk every day, it won't last you a year. But what's nice is these don't they don't fray, you don't get lint or anything like that. We put it into the bucket like this and push that down, and it makes a nice little filter, and we strain the milk into the jars like that. And then once we get the milk into the jars, we fill it up to about here on the jars, and that is a full half gallon, that little line right there. We put it into the freezer for 60 minutes, a deep freeze for 60 minutes with the lid off to let it off gas. What off gassing is if there's any sort of flavor or texture in the milk, typically with the lid off, it allows the cowy flavor to get out of the milk, and you have a nice sweet glass of milk. Once we get it out of the freezer, excuse me, we go ahead and put the lid on. If I could do it without breaking it. Go ahead and put the lid on. Obviously not one-handed, but I'm holding the camera. And we use this little China marker pen. I don't know if you can see that. They're just China marker pens. China wood, glass, cellophane, and metals. It's a wax marker. You can get them at Hobby Lobby, usually in the pencil section. And we write the date. Today is the 24th. And then we organize it into our fridge by date. And then once you're done, you can just rub that right off, stick everything in the dishwasher, and clean and sanitize it, and it's ready to go for next time. All right, so I'm hoping that somebody will jump in and do a machine video. We don't have a machine. We've chosen to hand milk our girls only because that's what we prefer. But again, what we do doesn't work for everybody. So tailor what I've done here for what you guys think that would work for you. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them in the comments, and I look forward to doing some more videos as we go along. Thanks, guys.